Hello, Mr. Van Leader here, and this match is about to resume as the hosters rage quit like 3 points on the scoreboard. I'm going to get killed. The start of this game isn't anything fancy. The end of this game isn't really anything fancy. It's a rather sweaty MOAB with the specialist on bootleg, but it did illustrate, whatever, a couple of points, and I thought that they might be worth sort of bringing to your attention. Plenty of videos have been done of this, but this is my one, and essentially it is how to control the spawn flags, i.e. A and C on bootleg. Get panic knife, bitch. And as I attempt to panic knife someone else, I die and theatre mode spazzes out. So my MOAB streak begins now with this Semtex, and we obviously still haven't capped B, because at the start of this game these guys did want the flags to start with. I think a fair few rage quit as the game progresses, and they slowly get pushed back into these spawns. And obviously they've got the A flag to start off with here, and I'm going to attempt to trap them from this exit on this end. Yeah, the A flag's the one we want to trap them at. We're not really trying to trap them. It's just more of a case of people are going to spawn where they spawn, and this is going to illustrate that. So we're going to go get the C flag first of all, but whilst I'm going to grab the C flag, one of our teammates gets A, and that will bring us on to, there we go, we've got A now. That will bring us on to the first sort of portion of this video, which is some of the, or most of the spawns that the enemy can expect to have when they've got the C flag. And obviously I'm in the C flag now, so I'm going to go to the map, the whole thing. Okay, so this be bootleg. We're talking about C, which is in the bottom right corner. I'm going to highlight the main spawn areas there in red and in yellow. Why in yellow, you ask, and not in red? Well, that's the area that I'm standing in at the moment. You don't generally spawn when you're looking directly at someone. It happens from time to time, but really not that often. So I'm more worried about the areas in red and yellow, sort of a lower risk area, because I'm there. The final image, which I'm going to show right now, is I'm going to add some stars to the image, and that's going to show you where I'm really worried they'll spawn, because I spend most of my time looking towards the other direction, the sort of right hand side of the image, which you'll see now when the gameplay resumes. So I spend most of my time here poking through and looking into that room and into the very back spawn, because in my experience when I'm standing here, they won't spawn directly behind me in this like small tiny area that I'm standing with the bricks in. They might spawn on my left, but I've got a teammate up there at the moment, and sure enough they spawn in the room, and I get the specialist bonus. I can't figure out where this other guy's gone, but I'm going to get on the C flag now. I know he's somewhere around, but I can't seem to find him, and yeah, we get the C flag. So they're now going to have the A spawn trap. Well, not the A spawn trap. I don't think we're a full party in this game, so we're not really spawn trapping per se, but because I want the MOAB, I suppose I am, or I'm paying particular attention to the spawns. So they've flipped over to A now, and I'm now going to go back over to the map. I'm going to show you where the spawns are for A. So A is, in all honesty, a much better option if you want to spawn trap. Not that we're doing that, but if you wanted to spawn trap, A is the much better option. The reason for that is that C, sort of open area around the C spawns, and people could run in a lot of different directions. They've got a lot of different options, and therefore they're more unpredictable. And with A, as I'm going to show now, you can block off 3 main points, here, and here. And yeah, if you do that, then this whole area, which is glowing a nice cool green as opposed to dangerous red on the C flag, yeah, it just means you can lock this down. So you only really need 3 guys, various points, because we're not trying to actually do that. We'll have different guys in the points, and they actually do flip off the flag at one stage or a couple of different stages, but that's the fundamentals of how it's going to work. So you can generally sort of patrol if there's just one guy here, as there is right at the start, between this gate here looking towards the A flag, the other room there. But I hear that they're capping B, and in fact the whole team has spawned somewhere else. There we go, evidence that we weren't actually deliberately spawn trapping. A couple of our teammates ran into the spawn, and the enemy capped B. Now, this is the stage that's actually most difficult in the game, and I'm not even going to try and describe it in terms of maps. Generally, in terms of the enemy having B, they'll either spawn where I'm standing right now, or they'll spawn where you can see the evidence of the red marksman glitching down the end of the street, and they'll spawn in that little room down there and to the left hand side of that little room, and they'll also spawn where I'm standing, but because I'm standing here, I'm very much hoping, and in fact it doesn't happen, that they don't spawn right with me, but it is certainly possible to happen. It's Modern Warfare 3, you shouldn't be fucking surprised that you get spawned behind even when you think you know what you're doing. So yep, these guys really, they kind of worry me because people like to snipe on Bootleg, and obviously guy can go 1 and 58 and be the guy that snipes me when I'm a few kills away from achieving what I need to achieve. And for the second time in the streak, try and jump on B and cap B. Take that, Woody's gamer tag. I didn't get on it, but I did nearly get naded off it, so I get sort of moral credit for that. So this stage, the enemies are triple capped, and obviously you all know that means they can pretty much spawn anywhere. General rule is they spawn the last flag they had, which would be B, but it really depends where teammates are and stuff. It becomes a bit of a lottery. So because I'm the only guy on this sort of A side, I'm going backwards and forwards between this head glitch here and sort of back up into the spawn, and then the end of this room here as I get to the end of the container and look in this room where they can also spawn. So I'm trying to get both points. Dwayne spawns behind me, so I'm assuming that area is safe. Run towards C and turn around, and the A icon pretty soon starts flashing. We get the call out that we're losing A, so vacating that side of the map was sufficient to encourage the enemies to spawn there. And now they've got the A flag, and I'm pushing really far too far up here. There's no need to be this far up, and all I'm doing is encouraging the enemies to spawn somewhere else. Get back outside the room. Now they can spawn in those areas that I illustrated in green earlier, but we're not really set up for that spawn trap as such as at the moment, because we only have a couple of guys here, and one of them's me, and luckily I'm surviving like a boss as these enemies funnel out, sort of like a, is it like a slaughterhouse as they funnel out, you know? Does that happen in a slaughterhouse, or the cows or whatever is slaughtering, I suppose? I imagine they're sort of funneled along a line in sort of a mechanical process. Apologies for the vegetarians or vegans who are watching, but yeah, that's what happens, and it's more ethical to do it in Call of Duty, I'm sure you'll agree, than with real animals. Yes, I only eat organic meat, but with Call of Duty I'll kill any old processed shit. So I've got this like this grill, this gate. It's pretty difficult for them to see you. I've got marksman and all specialist perks, so the focus and everything, so I'm a bit of a boss, but I do sweat a bit here in the alleyway. There's a green teammate behind me, sort of right up in the A spawn, further evidence that we weren't deliberately spawn trapping, and so I decide that area is safer, and then he runs away. So now I'm covering 2 points again, this gate bit and the end of the sort of hallway here, this other little gate bit. Yeah, I'm sort of covering 2 points, and I know I'm very close. I think I'm 2 kills away, and this guy, fucking hell, I'm so glad that wasn't Dead Man's Hand. Enemy hand! Yeah. So there you go, final kill, M.O.A.B. Yeah, you can see pretty clearly that that's the way to patrol those spawns. There's not really a great deal that happens for the rest of the gameplay, so I think I'm just going to fast forward things. Now I've got the M.O.A.B 360 Pro air knife bullshit. Yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. There's not really a lot else to say on it. Please leave a comment. I don't know if you like this kind of stuff, to be honest. There's probably tons of people who make similar kind of videos, but I didn't have any drugs to talk about basically in this video, old ladies dealing drugs or hookers or anything, so I guess tune in for another one if another one of those occurrences occurs in my life and I can make reference to it. Until then, have a nice day, blah 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 blah.